Welcome back, Minivangelism grown-ups, for another driver's seat edition of our Rearview Mirror series. We are so excited to be talking about Paul and Silas and their jailbreak after being punished for something that was a good thing. They healed someone, and yet they got thrown in jail. We hope you enjoy this discussion that we had about this amazing story that can be found in the book of Acts. Also, just wanted to let you know that we have this episode and then one more Rearview Mirror episode that is coming out in a couple of weeks. And then we are going to be giving you guys some new content. We are so excited to get back into the van and start recording new episodes. And we hope that you guys are just as excited as we are. We can't wait to be doing new things with you. And thank you so much for your support as we took this break for the summer while some big changes were happening. While we are still waiting, if you could please follow us wherever you stream these episodes. It just helps us kind of know who is listening and where you guys are and how many people are listening. Also, if you know of anybody that would enjoy this podcast, please share it with your family and friends. Once again, we love doing this, and we will do it for a small audience or a large audience, but we just want to make sure that we are sharing this with people that would enjoy it. So if you know of anybody that might like to listen to Minivangelism or the driver's seat and the driver's seat, please share that with them. We cannot wait to join you guys on some new adventures coming soon. But right now, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye.
Hello and welcome to Minivangelism, the driver's seat, where we talk about the Bible without the kids in the car. If the kids are in the car, let them go do something else, because today we're talking about drinking with the saints,
annoying women,
and that one time Anna found herself in the back of a cop car.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hello and welcome to Minivangelism, the driver's seat, where we talk about the Bible without the kids in the car. If the kids are in the car, let them go do something else. Because today we're talking about the story of Paul and Silas.
Yes.
Two Bible besties.
Bible besties in jail.
Stuck in jail. So I'm curious, what version of this story did you inherit?
I remember this story from Sunday school when I was a kid. I think it's just because them singing praise and worship songs. This is a very Pentecostal thing.
Okay, yeah.
We love the book of Acts in the church that I grew up in.
Yeah,
and
as
so
well you should.
This story of them singing praise songs and earthquakes and them being freed from jail, I have really vivid memories of pictures of this and it being taught in children's church.
Yeah.
There was not a VHS tape, and I don't know if the Vegetables ever did this story, but I do remember a teacher talking about it.
I'd be surprised if the Vegetables did this story. I feel like it's kind of a deep cut. I don't think it's in the top, 50. But and part of that's because I don't think I inherited this story until very late.
It's in our children's Bibles,
which is great. Yeah, as well it should be.
and it's a dedicated Sunday school lesson. In the curriculum that we use, it's one of the Sunday school lessons.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think I caught this story much, but I do know their names from songs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one of the songs that maybe it's singing of the saints of God. I sing a song of the saints of. Maybe they're named in that one. No, I don't think they are. That's the one that goes, and one was a something, and one was a something, and one was slain by a fierce wild beast. Do you know that one?
I don't. Your mom gave me a book based on that song.
Oh, nice.
And she was like, the song. And she started singing it. And I was like, I have this huge fear of her thinking that I don't know something. And so I was like, yeah, I totally know that song. And now she's going to listen to this podcast and know that I lied to her face. Please don't hate me, Miss Rhonda.
There's another one. That is a kid's song that has to do with numbers. 2 for Paul and Silas. 1 for the little bitty baby who's born.
Yeah, Children Go Where I Send Thee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Children
it's a Christmas.
Yes. So Paul and Silas come up there, and I think I've always sung that song or heard that song and be like, I wonder who Paul and Silas are.
That's the go-to high school choir Christmas song. our high school choir sang that like every year, because then you like sing it in a round and like everybody's like singing. Yeah, it's a good one.
2 for Paul and Silas,
yep,
which also sounds like a toast to the bar. 2 for Paul and Silas.
Yeah. And 1 for that itty bitty baby.
Yeah.
And the 3 Hebrew children, which
yes.
we talked about on another
Shadrach,
episode.
Meshach, and Abednego. We're low key just doing that song.
Yes.
In each episode.
Oh, we have to come up with a new series anyway, so
let's do it.
Let's go.
What do you like about the story?
I do like. Okay, I'm gonna go even further deep cut, because I think the whole story is great. I think them praising in the face of oppression is awesome. I think God sending an earthquake to free them is great. I think the conversion of the jailer is fantastic. But what I love is the comeuppance that the magistrates of Philippi get. Because let's go to the part of the story that we didn't really focus on in Minivangelism. Okay.
Let's do it.
They heal the slave girl with the unclean spirit, and they get brought before the magistrates.
Well, we didn't even explain the unclean spirit.
We'll talk about Pin in that one, because I have thoughts.
Okay.
But we're talking about things I like about the story right now.
Okay.
And the magistrates like beat them with sticks. So I was doing some research into Philippi. So the magistrates in Philippi, they would walk around. They were like super cops. They're like sheriffs. And they had attendants that carried bundles of sticks. And when someone like brought someone to the city square with a complaint, they would just like go to their attendant and be like, "Give me my stick, boy." And then they would like beat people with the stick.
Wow.
Like no trial. It was a huge miscarriage of justice. And so they would beat these people and throw them in jail. And then the next morning, so after all this goes down, the magistrates send word to the jailer and they're like, "You can let those guys go." Like, we overreacted a little bit. And Paul is like, "No, you want me to go free? You're going to come down to this jail and apologize to my face. Like, you're not going to publicly throw me in jail and then secretly drop the charges. And, oh, by the way, we're Roman citizens." And then the magistrates are like, "Oh, shit." And like, they like get over there real quick.
Yeah.
And they like publicly apologize to them. And what it does is it like, by throwing them in jail, you were discrediting their ministry. Mm-hmm. And Paul is like, "You're not going to discredit my ministry. You're going to come over here and you're going to legitimize it in this city that really didn't have a Jewish population or a Christian population." I mean, it was growing, but like you have God-fearers, but you don't have like, yeah. And so like you have this early church that is running the risk of people being scared, and now you have the magistrates apologizing to them. And so I don't know, I just love that, like
I love that
like political intrigue in the story.
And we get Paul the politician,
yes,
which is definitely part of Paul's portfolio.
Yes, he used his Roman citizenship in a big way, and he used it to his advantage a lot.
Savvy dude.
Yeah. What do you like about the story?
I like how I've noticed. I think this is another story, kind of like we talked about when we talked about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I mentioned how my way into the story was through the Black church. Mm-hmm. And similarly, Paul and Silas, I think this story is one that is better known in the Black church than the church that I grew up in. And one reason why that may be was because the Black community went through long periods where they were frequently jailed unjustly.
Yeah.
And it makes me think of the story of Fannie Lou Hamer, who's one of the civil rights leaders, who was beaten and jailed. And part of the story is that like that night, the whole jail could hear her singing praises to God.
Yes.
And so it's almost as if knowing this story means if this happens to me, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to sing praise to God anyway. Mm-hmm. And there's parts of that story that are also very similar to the Paul and Silas story in terms of her demanding respect and not letting what you've done to her define her, but insisting on her being able to define herself. So I think that's part of what I love about the story is what it says to persecuted or ostracized people in general.
Mm-hmm.
What bothers you?
It's the stuff at the beginning. It's the reason they go to jail. That's what bothers me.
Okay, so I'll try to tell that part,
Yes.
and then you can be bothered.
Yes.
So
Let me get my notes out.
I think it's funny, but you're going to point out in the way it's messed up.
It's really messed up.
So they're in this place. They're trying to figure out where they're going to be, who they're going to talk to, and there's this little girl that's following them around. She has a demon, which means that which means two things. One, it means that she can like tell people's fortunes, and that is what makes her lucrative. That people can pay a fee, and this slave girl will tell your fortune. But because she has a demon, part of what we know from the New Testament is that demons know who Jesus is. They've met that guy before. And so they recognize Jesus before anybody else. So as Paul and Silas are walking around, she is outing them as ministers of Christ. And she's not wrong. She's just annoying, which is the part that I think is really funny. And so Paul just turns to her and is like, oh my gosh, I got to get this kid to shut up. Demons, get out of her. And they leave. And so she is healed, but suddenly she's no longer lucrative to her owners. And so it's the owners that bring them up on charges for messing with their business. You talk about what bothers you. I'll tell you why I love that.
This is an example of a woman prophesying and being shut up.
Okay.
This is a woman who is proclaiming the truth, and she is seen as an annoyance, and she is told to be silent. So you are silencing a woman. And there are a lot of women in the book of Acts, but they're always like helpers, and they're like assisting and things like that. And here you have someone actually preaching. Now, yes, she's doing it with a demon, but she's being silenced. And then we don't hear about her anymore. We hear that she has a demon. We hear that she's annoying. She's told to shut up. And then what happened to her? Because if she's no longer lucrative to her owners, like best case scenario, she's getting resold into slavery. Like she's not freed from her slavery. She's not cared for. We see like Paul doesn't then turn around and try to convert her. He converts the jailer. He sticks around to convert the jailer, but he doesn't stick around to convert her. Like I feel like she is used as a prop, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
As someone who is currently working towards a career in preaching, it's just being told you're annoying is not great.
Yeah.
And silenced. So that's my
I think that's great.
feminist box that I will stand on. So please go ahead. Tell me what you like about this part.
What I like about it, which
Your mother's listening, by the way.
Yeah. What I like about it is it reveals the degree to which the gospel is bad for business.
Yeah.
And Jesus being at work in your community is not necessarily going to mean that your business does well, because the two are not mutual. The two are not the same thing. So the extent to which business, money, wealth, accumulation of resources is connected with like blessings.
Yeah.
This undercuts that. This is one of the places where that gets undercut, and it needs to be undercut. Because in the name of business, this young woman is being exploited.
Yes.
And so in that sense, it is her healing that is bad for business, but good for the girl. And your point is well taken, that we don't actually see if it's good for the girl. Sure, theoretically, it's good for her to not have this demon and be exploited anymore.
Yes.
And can you please tell me the next couple acts of her life, so that we have some assurance that she's not just cut loose to be an orphan now, not tied to anybody. I think that's also fair.
Yeah. And I understand we're trying, paper and ink were very expensive at the time, so we can't follow up on everybody that they encounter. This is one of those stories where I'm kind of like the Mary and Martha story at our last episode. Like, I want to know the follow-up.
Yes.
Like, what was the conversation after Jesus left the house? Like, did they talk it out? Like, what did their lives continue to look like? And I think it speaks to my desire to have the Bible be a blueprint for how I should be living my life all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just like a guidebook or not a guide, a field guide. You know what I mean? Like, if I encounter this, well, then this is what I should do. And so many of these stories end open-ended.
Yeah. And if that's how you're using the Bible, you're going to be led into trouble.
Yeah.
Because, as we've said multiple times, this story is not about Paul or Silas or the girl or the magistrates. It's about God. And so that makes it open to interpretation and imagination and the tradition of midrash, of filling in the gaps that don't get told in the story.
Right.
Which can be about the girl.
Mm-hmm.
But the authorship task is to keep the focus on God through the story. Yeah. And so this is a story of God's power to release you from a demon, even if it's bad for business, and release you from jail, and befriend the jailer. These are things that God does in the story. Mm-hmm. I do think it's worth, and there's a good tradition of noticing whose story doesn't get told. Mm-hmm. And in terms of midrash, like, that would be a fun thing to write. Yes. or imagine, or like in your own reflection time, have a conversation with that girl. Like, if you were to write it, what happens to her after this?
Oh, I don't know, Drew.
Oh, sure you do.
I'd like to think that she, can I introduce another? So the story right before is Lydia. Mm-hmm. I'd like to think that Lydia took her in.
Oh, that's lovely.
And she became one of the praying women at Philippi. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd like to think that somebody from the church came to her rescue. Yeah. And didn't allow her to be sent away. I that's what I'd like to think, is that this was a conversion moment for her. And somebody was there to care for her.
Or wouldn't it be cool if she's now freed from the demon, but she doesn't stop being annoying? Because she continues to follow them around. And she's like, tell me
yeah,
about I had to serve those dirtbags mm-hmm. for my whole life, and now I don't. So what if the problem with her was the demon? It was not the fact that she was annoying. Mm-hmm. She stays annoying, and eventually she wears them down.
And they're like, get in the water, get baptized.
And exactly. And she becomes a part of the communion. And it turns out that her name is Phoebe. And she's the one sent with a letter to the Romans. I mean, that's like rose-tinted glasses, but yeah.
We're writing this play?
Yeah. It would, if we were to write it, I think that's kind of how we would have to write it. Uh-huh. And it would betray the fact that once you've been healed, God does not leave you alone.
No, and you don't stop being you.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it would be nice to have that in the Bible. But I think if as we do imagine it, we don't get to imagine it with a different kind of God. Mm-hmm. Because of the God who causes an earthquake that busts people out of jail and then befriends the jailer. That's the same God that informs the way that we tell other stories.
Yeah.
And informs the other stories that we notice and interpret and give to one another.
I love the idea too of her personality not changing after she is converted.
Yes.
Because that is a huge, something that I've noticed with people who have huge conversions, right? They come to the faith and then they feel this pressure to just change everything about who they are.
Yeah.
And that's not what God's interested in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you should probably stop doing certain things, but they try to change their entire personalities and then they're not genuine and then they get worn out. You know what I mean? And then it's
yeah. And if you need evidence of that, read Paul's letters.
Yes.
He is brought to faith in Christ. He does not stop being a jerk.
Yes.
He stays a jerk.
Yes.
He just happens to know the gospel. So Paul's character in this story is consistent.
Yeah.
He's doggedly determined to meet his mission, and if you're in his way, he's going to be bothered.
Yeah.
And if he has to heal you, fine.
Yeah.
Later, if he has to smite you, it's fine.
It just, going back to the Old Testament, makes me think of this thing I was on Instagram today where it's I was totally working today. This thing on Instagram where it's like King David saying like, Lord created me a clean heart. And then it's like King David 1 hour later. And it's that guy singing like, I got hoes calling me.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, we've stumbled into something that I think is probably true and an important thing to keep in mind is that like Jesus will change your life, but Jesus is not going to make you immediately perfect.
No.
And your perfection is not the requirement for Jesus to use you. In fact, sometimes your imperfections or quirks come in handy, like the fact that Paul is a Roman citizen.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't stop being the same person.
And you don't have to change your entire personality. Like there's not despite what some cultural movements want you to think, not all Christians are the same, and not all Christians have the same sense of humor or the same personality or the same tone of voice. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to be uniquely you. And
it's not the transformed version of yourself that God loves.
No.
It's the actual version of yourself that God loves.
Yes.
Which is always good news. And it reminds me, I probably have talked about this before, but like I talked with a spiritual director about my son and like feeling too busy to play with him, and confessing that I know my son just wants me to get on the floor and play with him. And the spiritual director said, imagine that your son is Jesus. All Jesus wants you to do is sit on the floor and play with him. And that was different. That it wasn't I need to be Jesus for my kid. It was Jesus loves you so much that he wants you to just come and play.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the version of you that Jesus loves is this version of you. And Jesus is inviting this version of you to be healed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you sit on the floor and play with your son, you get to play Magnetiles, and those are a lot of fun.
It's right, but he does them wrong.
Okay. I know.
This is the problem. This is my problem with little kids. Is I love the activities that they're doing. I hate how they do them.
Yeah. I tried to play Magnetiles with your son one time, and my tower just couldn't get built.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was really funny to knock it down.
Right. And like turnabout's not fair play. Like, so you knock mine down. Okay, now you build one. I get to knock it down now.
Oh,
and
I would never.
Yes.
So speaking of people that are completely changed, the jailer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Part of what's cool about it is what happens to the jailer is what happens to Paul.
I love where this is going. Say more.
Because Paul was a persecutor of Christians, and sometimes I like to use the term Paul was a law enforcement officer who was a party to rounding up Christians and either throwing them in jail or killing them. And perhaps that's the source of Paul's compassion for the jailer. I mean, he doesn't really say anything compassionate particularly, but I have to imagine that that's in the background, that like I've been on that side of the jail bars, and the Jesus that I want to give the world, you are the kind of person I want to give it to because that's what was given to me. So the story of Paul is the conversion of a law enforcement officer who was party to the beating and killing of a persecuted group to join the persecuted group.
Yeah. I love that.
Like that's radical.
That's awesome.
And here an echo of that happens in the life of the jailer.
Yeah.
What do you like about, is there something there for you?
No, I mean, I think it's more in the fact that they didn't run away.
Yeah.
You know, that they saw this as an opportunity to witness.
Yeah. I think they would have been justified in running away. Like I would not blame them.
Yeah.
But
wasn't it Peter that like escapes from jail?
Yeah. And
like,
I mean,
he gets out and then like
well,
the little basket.
Jesus does. They try to kill him and he slips out from under them. there are escape stories.
Yeah.
This one is showing us something different.
Yeah. And what did you think about Caroline's comment?
About freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do the right thing, you're always free.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love it. And
she like said that. I was like, can you repeat that, please?
Yeah.
Like, I need to play you the raw audio of that interview because I'm like, please.
Well, and what I didn't get into,
came out of your mouth?
Yeah, what I didn't get into for the sake of time, is like our prayer of confession in the United Methodist Church, like the most traditional one, which we don't use all the time at our church, but it includes the words "free us for joyful obedience."
Yeah.
And especially in our time, people talk about freedom a lot, but the freedom that they usually talk about is freedom to do whatever I want, or the freedom to pursue happiness. This is a different kind of freedom we're talking about. It is a freedom from temptation. It's a freedom to want and do the right thing. Like that's the freedom that actually is freedom, and that's what Caroline stumbled upon in the midst of thinking about this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was so cute. Like she had her little notes that she was reading off of. Like she had taken the time to write notes, but that was one that just fired off the cuff. It wasn't on her note sheet or anything. And I was like, oh my God.
That's cool.
I'm not prepared to lead these kids.
And she's pretty precious and a classic firstborn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yes, she had notes. Yes, she came prepared.
I can't wait for her brother to be on the podcast
Yeah.
because he is a classic secondborn.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do think like a lot can be said about what Christians mean by the word freedom. It is at once freedom to be a sinner and still be saved by grace. Yeah. Being free from the law, but it's not just free from; it's freed for, and it's freed for righteousness that is not your idea, but comes from Christ's life within you. That if and when you resist temptation and choose the right, it is because you are free.
Yeah. That
you have done that. Because Christ has freed you to do that. Which is, I think, really important, especially like in a nation that idolizes a particular kind of freedom. Like we Christians value freedom, but we're not everybody who talks about freedom is talking about the same thing. It is, I mean, the slave owners in this story, their argument is that they've lost their freedom to make money. Like they've lost their freedom to pursue happiness through the exploitation of this slave girl. That is not the freedom that we're talking about. We're talking about the freedom to have a chance to leave jail and stay.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of freedom altogether. And the freedom to do the right, like making the right choice, to use Caroline's language, is evidence of freedom.
Yeah. I just think that's great.
Deep.
I will say, I think the most challenging thing about this story, and this was something that was given to me, which is like, even in your toughest struggles, you still need to praise God. I know that I should.
Yeah.
I don't always do that.
Right.
I am singing the Psalms, but I ain't singing the happy ones.
Yeah.
I'm singing the angry Psalms.
Sure. And
you're better than me. Do you find yourself?
You are free to be able to do that. And you are free to confidently sing songs of praise despite your current circumstances. I think like the difference is probably the nature of the faith that you have. But there's two different expressions of faith. Like there's the faith that says, "Dear God, where the hell are you?" You're still talking to God, a God that you believe is actually listening. And there's a version of faith that is, "Dear God, I praise you even though I'm about to die."
Yeah.
The fact that I'm about to die and I'm not utterly terrified is because of you. And I thank you for freeing me from that particular kind of fear. So like faith can show up in hard times in lots of different ways. Part of what the tradition wants to remind you is that God is still there and listening, whether you're praising or complaining. Like the invitation is keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep talking to God.
Yeah.
So the tweak I would make in what you were handed is you need to. That comes from reading the Bible as a guidebook, where these are the people you need to emulate. If somebody annoys you, free them from their demon.
Yeah.
That's not what the book is doing. It is showing you what is possible through faith in this God.
Yeah.
But it's not telling you as like Pauly see, Pauly do.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
But so instead you need to, I think it's you may. Like, even in the worst of times, God is still praiseworthy.
Yeah.
And so you are justified in praising God, even in the midst of a jailhouse. Have you ever been in jail?
I've been in the back of a cop car.
Ooh.
How about you?
No, I've never done any of that. I once got saved from having to be in the back of a cop car in a context that I won't go into, but it was about to happen, and a guy named Jason, who I worked with, pulled into the same parking lot I was in and said, "He's with me, I'll take him home." And the officer was like, "Okay." And I made it home. That's as much of that as I'll tell on a recording.
Ours was, we were on a show choir tour.
Naturally.
And
a lot of crime.
Yeah, so much crime. This was actually not for a crime. We were on a show choir tour, and our bus broke down in the middle of nowhere, South Georgia. Like, we were Byron, Georgia.
You were in the car for the AC, weren't you?
No.
Okay.
So we had no way of like getting anywhere. So we found the closest hotel, but like nobody could come and get us. So the cops showed up. I got in the back of the cop car with my choir teacher, and the rest of the show choir had to ride in the paddy wagon to the hotel.
That's fantastic.
And we like took all these pictures. So I like took a picture, and I called my parents, and I'm like, "So I'm in the back of a cop car right now." And my dad was like, "What?"
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was a neat experience. And then we pull up to the hotel, and I tried to get out, and my choir teacher was like, "They have to let you out. These doors don't open from the inside." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
That's great.
Yeah. So that was fun.
My one other relevant jail thing is I'm terrible at 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
Because I always just end up telling 3 weird truths by accident. But there's 3 things that are true of me. I've never held a gun. I've never been to a strip club, and I've never been in jail. I've never been arrested. And I used to talk about that in youth ministry in order to say there's only one of those that I would willingly do of my own volition, and it's go to jail. And that comes, yeah, yeah. You would drive me in the van to do all this. I once had a friend said, "1 weekend in West Virginia, we can do all those things, buddy." But I do think it's important for Christians to note that we are from a tradition that has landed us in jail.
Yes.
And we're not in a time where that's happening.
No.
But
not here.
What those times have shown us is that that our faith can hold up, even in the midst of jail. That like Fannie Lou Hamer still had a song to sing, even when she was beaten and jailed. And it's trustworthy and true, and when push comes to shove, we will break the law in the name of the Lord, even if it lands us in jail, in order to stay free to follow the Lord. Yeah. So breaking unjust laws is part of the story. And also being unlawfully jailed is part of the story that we've now been baptized into. And I think we can bear witness to that and remember the saints who have had that experience, and also kind of prepare ourselves for the large and small ways that we are asked to stand on the side of the right, even if it's on the other side of the law. And that feels relevant. And I think that's that's part of why we give these stories to the children.
Yeah.
Many of whom are not living in a time where being a Christian is risky.
No.
But who knows what lies ahead for them. And I want them to know that your faith can hold up in jail. And if you get in jail because of your faith, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Yeah. Yes.
And that just because someone's in jail does not mean they're bad.
Okay, I didn't know you were coming to preach today. All right, go on.
I mean, the law of the land is not the arbiter of the favor of God. So, yeah, there. And even if you committed a crime and got in jail, that doesn't mean God can't still get to you there. I mean, we have a church member. I don't know if I told this story yet or not, but we have a church member whose nephew is in jail and was just baptized.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, when jail is the lens, we find God on both sides of the bars at all times.
Yeah.
And so it's not as binary as cops and robbers, you know.
Yeah.
The Bible's not that way. And neither is the community of Christians. It's more complex because of who God is.
I love that.
Cool.
How are you going to talk to your kids about this?
I am going to, I think I want to make sure that they read the story.
It's in their Bibles.
It is in their Bibles. And one of them will like a jail story. And it'll prepare her. Yeah, I always think, I never do this, but I always like the idea of acting out the stories for play. And this is one that could be acted out pretty well. What about you?
I mean, I think we've kind of hit it multiple times already in this episode. It's just this whole idea of praise in the face of oppression. And being bold in your faith.
Yeah.
But I think to be a little annoying. Girl, it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody silence you.
That's good.
I think that's kind of how I want to talk to them about it.
Congratulations, because it's clear you've put that. You've taken it to heart.
I have taken it to heart. Also, too, like we kind of talked about it a little bit in Minivangelism. The togetherness of, and we've kind of talked about it throughout this whole Bible Bestie series of just, once again, surround yourself with people that are going to be sitting in that jail cell singing with you too. You know what I mean? Once again, I know which child you were referring to about preparing for jail, and I know that my kid going to jail will probably be with your kid
at that time.
at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Paul rarely traveled alone. And I think that there's a lesson in that. Like, if you read a lot of these missionary stories and Acts, they're not traveling alone. They always have somebody with them. Until they all start getting martyred, then they have to start traveling alone a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just think that's really important.
Yeah. It makes me think too, it's another occasion, this comes up from time to time, for parents especially to take note of, okay, so what are the things that we do different because we're Christians?
Yeah.
It might not be things that land us in jail, but it is things that are different from the culture around us.
Yeah. And
to take this story as a reminder that is actually freedom. That is actually that's your mission, is to take the gospel to heart so much that it makes you different from other people around you. And it means that if you're a Christian family, there's things that we do different. There are parties we have that not everybody else has.
Yeah.
So some of it is just fun and delicious. There are also things that we don't participate in. Language we don't use. Stories that we make sure to tell. These are all things that are ways in which God's people have always been called to be a different kind of people in the world.
Yeah.
And I do think that's part of the invitation to Christian parents is not just do those things, but like show your work and and let it be part of how you explain what it means to be a part of this family.
Yeah.
Because of Jesus, this is how we do this. And have fun with it.
I love that.
Good.
Cool.
All right, friends. Well, thank you for joining us. As always, if you want to reach out to us, you can email us at minivangelism@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can be in touch with us on any of those ways to tell us your thoughts, volunteer your kid for an interview, or tell us your jail story.
Yes. Spill the tea.
We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Minivangelism and the Driver's Seat are hosted by Anna Burrell and Drew Colby. Theme song written by David Burrell and produced by Evan Setzer. The theme song was performed by David Burrell, Drew Colby, and Evan Setzer. Podcast, sound design, and editing done by David Burrell. Minivangelism and the Driver's Seat are a ministry of Grace United Methodist Church in Manassas, Virginia. For more information, check out umcgrace.org.